Hello and welcome to the first playthrough, beginning a NASCAR Heat 2 career mode here in the truck series, starting at Young's Motorsports. I did design my own orange truck. Here you can see the settings I'm starting with. We are not going to do Legend. We are going to do hard, 25% race length with tire wear at 4 times. All strict yellow, 3 race stages, starting off with stability help off, doing automatic transmission. I do plan to switch to manual transmission eventually, but not quite to that point. I'm doing this with the 2018 DLC update. Of course, in the Camping Truck World Series, that does not take effect yet. Because I am kind of starting low, I am going for the low incentive, and here we are headed to Daytona. Here you can see the settings I'm using. Honestly, I don't know what most of this stuff means, so I'm going to kind of figure that out as I go. I do know that I want to turn the wedge down. And that should help with turning around an oval. So we're going to take a look at the 2 Daytona qualifying laps. Normally I will be doing the chase cam. I just feel like, especially in a race, I can see around me better. But I like this vantage point. The Daytona track is it's fine. It pretty much, especially here in the truck, I can pretty much go flat out as I go around these high banked turns and closing in on the end of my first lap here. So we'll have to see how we do as we qualify. Lap 1. I did start a brief career mode in the 2017 version just to kind of get my feet wet, and I did all of the you run some hot seat races and you try out for the different teams. So then when I started the 2018 mode, I kind of ran through those hot seat races pretty quickly. I just did I think 4% races and just kind of got through them so that I could get to the main season. I did not do great in any of those races. I met some of the goals. I think it was 8 races, no top 10s or anything like that. So here I am. I am a good 8/10 off of last place. So we've got some challenges here as we get ready for the race. And here we are, of course, starting here in last place. And really the key here is just trying to stay with the pack. That's a key in I guess in NASCAR racing in general. You've got to stay with the pack, got to catch the draft, and really just need to get up there. As you can see, my truck is just plain slower than everyone else's truck. Here I've got the draft a bit, catching up to Nemechek. I believe as we come up around this turn, I hope I can really make up some ground. But I'm just a little bit too far back to really make up too much ground. Here closing in on Nemechek. Trying to switch lanes and really I like to when I'm in this position try and kind of squeeze in the middle seems to be where I have some luck. Here I got a good run on Nemechek coming up on Bell as we come down the back straight and around turn number 3. Get up into Bell a little bit and lose control, and I think spun out Bell and may have spun out Nemechek as well. And that is the end of the first stage. So here we are, beginning of stage 2, up in 31st, going up to 32nd place here, having some issues. Having some issues staying on the straight and narrow. Check my rear view, and TJ Bell is way behind, and now really pretty much at this point I'm pretty far back, and I've kind of lost the draft, really. I will say the one thing about this game when you're kind of in this position and you're so far back that it just kind of feels kind of hopeless, and then you're just kind of driving around a circle track and there's not too much to it. So anyway, this of course is my debut race. The goal is to try and get to position 25 to meet my team goals. Ideally, you want to win stages, and you want to get up in the top 10 at the end of each stage to earn some stage points. Because at the end of this season, there's the playoffs, and it's the top 8 point getters get into the playoffs, and then if you can win a race and be in the top 20 overall, then you're guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. So that's kind of the goal here. We'll say that this Daytona race is not going very well thus far. As you can see, I'm getting passed by TJ Bell right here. And that's about the only action that we see in this stage as I just get further and further behind Bell. There you can see I pitted, everybody pitted. Matt Crafton wrecked and lost, so at least I will not be in 32nd place in this race. However, we'll see. There is Duzat and Snyder, Myatt Snyder, coming up on Bell. And here, finally got a little bit of a nice run. Then as we get onto the banked curve, I just can't, I'm weaving around too much. I just can't keep a straight line. Here we go. Duzat is kind of speeding by me now. Got a really nice run, and I lose the draft again. And that pretty much is going to be the race. That's right. Here we go. We skipped ahead a bit. This is during the pit stops. So I tried staying out a little bit longer to see how far ahead I could get with the hopes of possibly trying to lap some people. Here I'm up into 10th position. Thought was if I could hold out and get around a couple times and then possibly pit and maybe come out not in last place. Of course, the problem here in Daytona and in a truck is that it's a big track, and there's just not enough. It's just too big for me to really get around and take advantage of that, because each pit stop just takes some time because you have to get into the pit. You have to slow way down, and then it takes a little while to get to your area. Here I just need a half can of fuel, not taking any tires, not doing repairs, not changing anything. Did add a tiny bit of tape, but all this does, when you add a half can of fuel, it's just a 3-second pit stop, which is really fast, but you see all those cars going by me, and just by the time I get out of there, I don't have any momentum, and they just sped on by me. So that is the race. Finished 31st. Wasn't in it the entire time. Had some excitement here and there, but a pretty terrible debut in the Camping Truck World Series. Okay, and now that's like we said, that's wrapped up of the Daytona Camping World Truck Series. There's our point standings at the end of the event. Currently in 32nd place. So that was disappointing. Especially after, I really did a lot better in kind of like a warm-up beginning of the season thing with the 2017 before the new update. So anyway, we are going to head on to Atlanta Motor Speedway. Again, the goal here from the team is top 25, although it really doesn't matter. We're not going to get the bonus anyway, but that is the goal. Here is my qualifying lap. You can kind of see the cracks in the pavement. I guess Atlanta Motor Speedway has not been repaved in a very long time, 20 years or something like that. So you can kind of see the cracks there as I come around to the start-finish line. Topping out about 170. Lap time good for 26th. At least it's not last place. So we're gonna see how we do here. There we go with the start in 26th place. Peck over on the left. Stage 1 is 9 laps. Let's see if we can even go 9 laps without messing things up. So my fuel is 11 laps, so I should be able to make it to the end of the stage and then do a stop between the stages. Get a really good run around this last turn and back up pretty much into my start spot, 26. So. 1 lap down, and I was in 26th. Trying to make my way up 24th. Running a little wider than I'd like to. I have no clue how to say that name. Vapple? Cable? Maybe during the course of this I will figure out how to say some of these names. Anyway, there is Joe Nemechek. Really, as we get into this, going to have to figure out who my rivals are going to be, who the top people are. Go out and just kiss the wall. That really does lose you an awful lot of momentum. Anyway, coming around the back straight here, and try and work my way to the inside to try and get past those 2 guys, and then passing the 42 on the left and coming up on Gilliland in the 20th spot. If I can hang on past the 42 right here. and he's starting to give it to me a little bit, Martins, and then his little nudge helped Nemechek to kind of get ahead of me also. But really, it looks like this outside line has got some speed. I'm getting into Nemechek a little bit there. 5 laps to go in the first stage. And it looks like I'm down in 23rd now, and could very well lose my spot here and go back to 24th. Looks like 25th is a little bit further behind, but it's going to be hard to keep up in this spot as Wendell Chavis bumps me a bit. But I get a good run through the start-finish line and up into the back of Martins and Nemechek. Trying to get a run to the inside of Martins and to the outside of Nemechek. I don't have quite enough horsepower or whatever you need to get around the outside there. But I am working on it. Up past Nemechek and back into range of Gilliland. Looks like for this first stage, this is going to kind of be my point here. The 20th is about where I'm gonna is my best possible finish here for this first stage, which again I will be out of any stage points as we pass the 2 laps to go marker, and go around turn 1 here. And am battling Nemechek for the 20th spot. That's why, even though we're not really not going to get any points here, it's still, I like to be up there in the 20th. I don't know, at the end of this first stage here, whether everybody else will be pitting. I imagine everyone should. And that's my strategy, because really the last thing you want to do is have to pit during a green flag. You want to try and pit during the stages as much as possible, during the stage yellows, because I mean here, every lap is 33 seconds, and a quick trip through the pits sets you back about 30 seconds. So I mean, you're going to get lapped if you pit in green. So here we go. We're going to pit. Go ahead and take 2 cans of fuel. Increase the tape a bit. Hope to push us a little bit faster. Lower the wedge to turn a little more. And here we go. Starting this stage 2 in 20th place. 8 laps in stage 2. And going to see if I can possibly climb up. Looks like Gilliland there right behind me got into me a little bit, and that slowed me down, and I'm all the way back into 24th. So we are in familiar territory here. This is, even though I'm back further than I want to be, at least I'm part of the race this time. It's not like at Daytona where I was just kind of in the back by myself, racing one truck at a time and eventually getting beat. Here I'm up in the pack. Forrester right there. I like the back of his truck, the DJ Flint. I wouldn't actually mind had I gotten an offer from their team. I might have just taken that truck instead of my own kind of personal design here. Six laps left in the stage as I go around Martins and just can't hold the line. So when I slide up there, Forster takes advantage, and I have to see if I can go on that run again. So I have the speed, at least around this sort of mid to back pack here as I get into Martin's a little bit. Try to get a run past Martin's and up to Friesen. Trying to go up high, but I just can't. When I go up high, I just can't get around them. Looks like someone up there running low, which is a little interesting line, different line than everyone else has taken. So here I go, trying to get around again and get a good run out of that little curve and through the start-finish line and up into 21st as I approach Wendell Chavis. I think that's his name. We'll just go with that. Eventually I will be better about tossing up the kind of leaderboard there in the top left corner, so you can see how close or how far I am and who the other drivers around me are. Apparently, I have not figured out yet how to be a good YouTuber. So here, getting another good run. I really think Chavis might be faster than us, but he's getting held up by Nemechek, and I'm getting a run on the outside. And up into 19th place. As we're coming in on that start-finish straight again and going down to 2 laps left in the stage. This is a completely different race from Daytona. In Daytona, I think I caused an accident pretty early on, and the first stage was cut short, and then just from there I just could never really get any momentum. Here I'm working my way up. So come up on Bell, but again I'm still not anywhere near striking distance for any points at this stage, and really, if I hope at the end of the season to get into the playoffs and to try for a camping truck series championship, I'm going to need to improve quite a bit. Sort of my goal with this career mode is to basically spend a season in the truck series, and then a season in the Xfinity, and then a season in the Cup series. So that's kind of my goal. But we'll see what happens. If I make some improvements here and don't make the playoffs, maybe I'll stick in the truck series and try to get a championship win. But right now, that is incredibly out of reach as I get off to another slow start and slide back to 24th place, and then get up into the back of the guy. Was that I forget who that was. There's Gilliland on my left, and we got Martin's up there, and then I can't remember what that guy's name is. Starting here to lose some of the draft, and just really getting a little bit too far back. If you saw at the beginning of the stage, there were 11 laps in the stage, and I had 12 laps of fuel. So fuel, there will not be a green flag pit stop for me or probably anybody else. As I fight for 22nd place with Gilliland right now, and I see Tommy Joe Martin's up there a little bit. Tell you, I've seen this whole race has been kind of a battle with Gilliland for this lower 20s area. Here I come up with Martins, who I think we've gotten into a couple times. He's bumped into us. I bumped into the back of him just a little bit ago. And here we come up to Stuart Friesen, and Nemechek is just ahead of Friesen. So we're going to see if we can get up their way. And a good run there. Just past Friesen, or just past, Tommy Joe Martins. And we try to get a run up to Friesen and Nemechek. And Martins just speeds right by me, and here comes Gilliland. When I chose this team, it was a 4-star team, which means it should be a pretty good truck. Not the best, but not anywhere near the worst either. So I was kind of expecting to be a little more midfield, in that 10 to 15 range, and then, if I get a really good race, then up into the top 10, and if I get a poor race, maybe down around 20. But I was not expecting, was not expecting to be this far down. I don't know what happened there. If he got in an accident or ran into somebody or something, I don't know what happened. Here we are coming up on Wendell Chavis, and then Todd Gilliland just in front of him. And there was a yellow somewhere. I don't know if it had to do with that truck that we almost ran into that was stalled out. So here there are 2 laps left, and I started off in 20th with the hopes of being able to climb a bit, but again, get off to a terrible start, and I'm back down in 25th. I feel like this has been the theme of this race is, I can make some progress, and then each of the starts have just been abysmal. Some 2 and 3, two truck wide, but some 3 truck wide racing up there as I get a little too far to the outside and lose some speed. It really is the lines here it's a completely different kind of racing than I'm used to in other racing games, where when I come up to a curve, I'll go to the outside and then come back to the inside corner to get a straight line. Here it's just all, you really need to get in the groove and to go around. So we finish in 24th place. I feel better about this race than I did about Daytona, but still not where we want to get. I believe the next race, I think, is Martinsville. I guess we'll find out next episode. This is the end of the first career mode episode of NASCAR Heat 2, as I am in the Camping Truck Series, Camping World Truck Series. And we'll see you next episode.